How's it going, everybody? It's Carlos, one of your hosts of the Just Fans podcast, and I'm joined here, like I am every week, with the one and only Rios. How's it going, Rios?
When's the next federal holiday? I need a day off, man. It's exhausted.
Didn't one just happen?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't get that day off. I need like an actual day where I can get off.
Not enough. It wasn't enough.
No.
Thanks for joining, Rios. It's been, you've been on it. Unlike our other guy that never shows up. What's his name? Is he even work here anymore?
I think he's on his way to Japan to go save Punch. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, man, and we're joined by the wonderful, a good friend of the show. We haven't had him in a while, but man, great to see you, Bo. Tell the folks who don't know who you are, just what you do, all your credentials. Let them know. Show all out, bro.
Yeah. So, former arena football player and now media credentialed. So I'm in the stadiums a lot for NHL, WNBA, you name it. And then, I got a show that actually is moving to the radio on March 2nd. So that gets its new launch. So it'll be 6 a.m. Pacific time on 97.3 ICU radio. And so it'll be simulcast on YouTube, Roku, TV, and the radio.
There you go.
Nice.
Bo's getting big.
Yeah, just grinding away, man.
Yeah, man. No, it's good, man. We're glad. Like I said, this is I think we all, just to give the folks a little bit of context, I think you and I, like us, are here in the show. We just kind of did our thing with the Let's Talk Sports Network when we first started out a few years back, and
man, it's been like what?
We met you through there. Remember that?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, no, it's it's that group is so great, right? Yeah. Because even though we've all gone on our own ways after Dan passed, it's cool to still see everybody and circle back and like jump on each other's shows and stuff. It's fun.
Oh yeah, 100%. So really quick, just for the people on X to follow you, let me know this is the correct one, right? At Football Talk with Bo, just like that, right? For those friends who want to follow you up on Twitter.
For sure.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna leave it up there for him, just for you guys to follow Bo. All right, so let's talk, man. So your Seattle Seahawks obviously defeated the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Let's get your thoughts, brother. Like, is that something that you guys, like, from the get-go, you're like, oh, definitely this team is, I mean, I think the optimism in everybody is always like, hey, our team is going to reach the Super Bowl, blah, blah, yada, yada. Is that something that you initially thought at the beginning of the season, starting with Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, so because I'm more of that analyst end of things, I tend to not be overhyped for my team. And you got to remember, going into this season, they had a lot of new pieces, right? So they go get Sam Darnold. They get brand new pieces for the interior of the offensive line. You have, outside of JSN, an entirely new receiving core. Yeah. And so I wasn't really seeing this as a Super Bowl team, but I was seeing this as a playoff team. So I thought they would be a 10-win wild card team. I thought the Rams would win the division. And, realistically, they were one, helmet pass away from winning the division anyway, right? So, but yeah, so I had them as a 10-win wild card team, and I thought the Niners were going to take a bigger step back than they did. Yeah. The Niners really showed out, even losing players and having everybody hurt. So, I mean, the West was wild for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of like it was some I guess you would say uncertainty in that division.
I mean, it was three, potential playoff teams, and then the Cardinals shit in the bed.
Yeah, that meme that's got like the three dragons, and like two of them are super mean, and one of them's like, that's the Cardinals, right? Yeah. Like everybody else came to play, right? Yep. Double-digit wins, like, I mean, they would have won the division, other people's divisions, no problem. And then the Cardinals exist.
Is there another Call of Duty coming out?
Well, it's going to be someone else's problem because Kyra's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, that team obviously gave up, right? You go and get LaFleur's brother, which I mean, I guess cool. But then they went into the we're not even going to try, and they go get Hackett. Yeah, I mean, if you bring Nathaniel Hackett in as your OC, you're not trying to win games.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. They're not taking you they're not taking you seriously at all.
On to 2027.
Yeah, they're already mathematically out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
Them and Cleveland, the only two teams out of it already.
Right?
Yeah. Man, so I can honestly say I from this outsider's perspective, I didn't see Seattle like that. Again, based on what you guys were saying, it's just the inconsistencies. I like you, I think I thought, they'll go deep in the playoffs. I just didn't think you guys were going to get past the Rams or San Francisco. Those were the ones that I was really thinking they're not going to get past them. And lo and behold, I mean, you guys ended up doing it. I do feel like, and this is just me saying this, that this is like the Patriots, like that to me was like, I had no problem saying Seattle's going to beat the Patriots. Like, did that ever cross your mind saying, oh, this is something that the Seattle Seahawks need to worry? I understand any given Sunday, sure. But was there ever any like, oh, the Seattle needs to watch out for this because Mike Vrabel can do something and here or whatever?
So this is how much I kind of went away from that. Right? Yeah. Is I thought that as we were heading into divisional weekend,
yeah,
and of the final 4 NFC teams, 3 of them were from the West.
Right.
That week, I said, whoever comes out of the West wins the Super Bowl. I didn't like anybody on the AFC side because when you looked at the AFC, you had some good defenses with Denver and the Patriots, but their offenses couldn't get anything going, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you looked at the Texans, CJ Stroud absolutely imploding, right? And so you were looking at such inconsistent teams coming from the AFC side. Unless it was the Bears that were winning the NFC, I thought the NFC wins the Super Bowl regardless of who got there.
You know what? I'm inclined to agree. I forgot about the Bears as well. That they actually had a pretty phenomenal season as well.
Mm-hmm. All things considered, they won like 4 games last year, and this year 10, 11.
They were able to quickly turn it around too. That was very impressive. Mm-hmm. I will say, from covering the Texans just like Rios and I do, it's the Rams and Broncos are the favorites in Vegas this year.
Interesting.
The Rams being there makes sense. The Broncos.
Yeah.
I don't know because you don't know when you're going to get your quarterback back.
Yeah. I mean, well, so his was just like a normal break though. So he'll be available for the season, but your odds favorites right now are Seattle and the Rams.
Right.
The Broncos, I think, are the favorite from the AFC side. But yeah, your best betting odds right now is Seattle and the Rams.
I don't know, man. CJ Stroud's got a new haircut. If that doesn't read confidence, I don't know what does. All right. You can't tell me. You can't tell me you go out and get a haircut and now we're in a Super Bowl. All right.
You have to at this point.
You have to at this point. You have to.
For 2 reasons. One, the haircut. 2, to stop being the poster child of ass. Because God.
Oh.
He hasn't really came in a month, and I see him every single day when someone has a bad performance. I'm like, oh my God, why?
When I get a haircut, I feel like I'm going to win the Super Bowl. Why would you not?
I mean, back when I had hair to cut.
Well, you're the reason why they got to the Super Bowl. All right, no, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, obviously. By the way, you look way better than both of us, so we're fine. I'm just keeping it that way.
I don't know about all that, but
no, but nonetheless, it was. I honestly think if it started, like you said, it started imploding in the playoffs. After that during that Steelers game, my apologies, it just kind of like, even for Rios and I who cover it, we're like, dude, what's going on with CJ?
It was concerning because he's not been turnover prone the entire season, and then just for him to just turn into Nathan Peterman in the playoffs.
He was actively trying to lose that game.
Bro, he was just snatching the defeat from the jaws of victory. What
was it, Reels? Like he could have kneeled the entire game and still would have had a higher.
Had a pass rating.
Yeah.
Kneeling every single snap.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, he could have thrown it at the dirt and had a better. Like it is.
Wow.
It was insane. But
I'm not. Sure.
They were playing hot potato with a W, and because Steelers didn't want to win either.
Yeah, it was rough. Like that was a game where like it was like, to me it was like, well, the thing with CJ Stroud, the thing is he's always turning it around whenever he needed to. So Rios and I both kind of figured it's a game. It's a bad game against the Steelers. There's no way he's going to have this many mental mistakes or mental errors going against the Patriots.
Boy, were we wrong.
Boy, were
well,
we.
I mean, but think about it. He was having those kind of issues against the Steelers defense that was wildly overpaid and was average at best, right?
Yeah.
Then they were going to go face the Patriots that actually had a solid defense.
Yeah.
Now, you can say that they didn't play anybody and, some of that kind of true, but at the same time, the stats are the stats, right? So, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with the Texans.
Yeah. It's almost like, and I don't want it this way. I kind of thought of the Stroud made the second. What is it?
He's just saying that he made it to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I mean, he only made it there because the Steelers tried to lose the first round. Otherwise, that would have been a wild card exit against most good teams.
But
I would say,
based off his performance, but that defense,
defensively, I think, like you're right, Rios. I think defensively, I think they would have hung in there. But I think if the performance got worse, then I would say definitely. But it was so wild that they played. He had a decent touchdown interception ratio this season. Now I will say the interception ratio was higher this season than most of his seasons. And that was a little concerning to me. I was like, okay, that's whatever. There's you're, and especially on year 3. My biggest thing was coming off his rookie season. People kept saying, he's doing this because there's no tape on him. There's no tape on him, and there's this. But then you have year 2, there's more tape on him, and now you start seeing some of the struggles. But at the same time, you have to understand that it was a lot of it. He has not had a consistent O-line since day one. Like that O-line has not been anything to take home about since day one. The beginning, the first year he was there, that O-line was holding on with duct tape and prayers, as Rios likes to call it.
Yeah.
It was a shift every single day. You didn't know who the starting guards were, who to start. They would put a Titus Howard at left guard out of nowhere, originally being a right tackle. Like it was a shift beyond itself. I'll give you a clue. There was this one game where we thought it was going to be a straight up loss, and it was against the Steelers, right? Stroud's rookie season. TJ Watt was like dominant. And then suddenly Texans retired Aaron Rodgers, probably. Yeah. And the Texans O-line just showing off. The fix is Lakeland Tomlinson. Yeah. What's up, Brandon? Brandon's going to be joining us throughout the episode. He's going to be throwing some stuff. So, well, get ready to laugh. It's going to be fun.
No, they almost got to the point where they would have went to the stands, found the 200-pound guy. Hey, man, you want to play football?
Here's a jersey.
Here's some pads. Go out there and block for CJ.
So do you think CJ was regressing, or do you think that he was pushing the ball more than he had been in his first 2 years? Because I'd be curious to see if the interceptions were higher, and I'm ruling out the playoff end of it because that was just him mentally melting down.
Right.
But like when you look at the regular season, I'd be curious to see if his down the field targets went up.
Actually, no, because they play a lot more show coverages to take away those deep shots that he was hitting to Tank Dell and Nico his rookie season. So he's kind of had to try to work the middle of the field, and he's kind of struggled, which is weird because he excelled at Ohio State.
So that is a problem.
Yeah.
Another thing too is like you really have to take into consideration that out of 3 years that he's been there, he's gone through 2 different systems.
Sure.
Two different offensive systems, and then this particular one, it was like what at the beginning of the season.
Either system fits his skill set because probably Slowick's somewhat, but then it got very, very stale and unoriginal. And with this Hart-Perkins system that the Patriots run, it doesn't work with a guy like CJ.
The thing that's funny though is it used to be kind of a bigger deal when you were switching systems all the time.
Right.
But in today's NFL, you're either bad and all of your guys are getting fired, or you're good and all your guys are getting ripped away from your team. So, I mean, it's so rare for you to have any continuity when it comes to that anymore, that it used to be such a bigger impact. And today it's like, yeah, I mean, this year is a great example. You had a third of the league get fired.
Right.
Everybody's going to be on a new system this year.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Another thing that I really I wholeheartedly believe this is the fact that because they talked about the run game right now. Joe Mixon, I believe, was going to be a huge part of this year's system, and then suddenly he was MIA. Like nobody knew exactly.
Undisclosed reasons. It got to the point where like we need a sign of life. Like this man is still on this plane.
It's where's the wellness checks? Where's the cartons of milk where you can put him in the back? Like this man is.
Have you seen this man? Please.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of talk about this offseason. Texans probably get targeting a running back.
They need to,
and I believe so. Just because I just don't think Mixon seems optimistic, but I don't know, man. The way that
it's going, space wise.
Well, they cut him. They saved $8 million against the cap, so he's definitely getting cut.
No. But why I'm curious is because Kenneth Walker isn't going to stay in Seattle.
Right.
That should be the number one target.
That's one of the targets that they're thinking about in talks. Now, will it happen? Who knows? But that's definitely a target in their eyes, because they need a running back to alleviate some of the stress off of CJ. But then again, how can you do that when your O-line is atrocious?
Well, the good thing is you'd be getting running back that was used to a horrible O-line, because until this year, that's all Seattle had was a bottom 3 O-line.
Yeah.
So, he was pretty gifted in doing that. Seattle just doesn't pay running backs. So we know he's not going to stay here. Plus, they still have Charbonnet.
Yeah.
I fully expect them to either draft a guy again, although they only have 4 draft picks, or maybe target a guy like Breece Hall.
So that's what I was going to ask you. One of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you about this was like, what in the draft? First of all, what would you consider being your draft needs, and what is something that you feel is something that they need to really, really address first? Maybe in free agency, how aggressive do they get in the free agency, or maybe what do they do in the draft? Do they trade up? Do they trade down? What do you think they do?
Well, I mean, one of the first things they do is Brandon here. They probably need to get rid of Bradford. That dude has been a liability on the offensive line, that right guard position specifically. And he wasn't in for the championship game or the Super Bowl, and our offensive line looked a lot better. Yeah. So it makes me think he may not be gone just because they did draft him kind of high, but it would not shock me if they go find a right guard.
It makes sense why his comment said, have we hired Anthony Bradford?
Yeah. As far as the future texting right there.
Texting that man.
No. I knew exactly where he's going with it, because, I mean, a traffic cone would be better than Bradford was on our offensive line for half the season. So I actually made a low light reel of all of the misses that he had. And it was too long to make a reel out of it. So I actually had to cut it into a third.
Wow. You have to cut it like, dang. Are you going to do like part 2, part 3, part 4, maybe release it in different parts?
I mean, it was kind of wild. It was kind of wild. So I do expect us to address some of the offensive line still, maybe get some depth at tackle, because Lucas and Cross have gotten hurt pretty consistently since they got drafted. And then outside of that, I would be looking at, if they like one of the 3rd round running backs, something like that, because Charbonnet doesn't get back till halfway through the season. And although Helani maximized his touches when he got him, he's not Kenneth Walker. Right.
Yeah.
And so you got to kind of look at, do they draft a guy? Do they get another free agent? But there are some needs on this team. Also, if you can find a speed guy in the 2nd or 3rd round, because Shaheed is probably not going to stay on this team, being as his head coach, Kubiak, is with the Raiders now.
Yep.
And another offensive coach is also headed there, which was our quarterback's coach. So since Kubiak is who brought Shaheed to Seattle, I fully expect him to follow him to the Raiders.
To the Raiders. How much of an impact do you think Seattle will have without Clinton next season?
I think they'll be all right. I kind of intrigued by their OC selection.
Okay.
From the tight ends coach from the Niners.
Right.
I am curious to see how that plays out. That guy has coached all kinds of stuff, though. So, I mean, he's a very well-balanced coach. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't know a ton about him. So I am very curious to see how that is.
Okay. There you go. Is there something going into the I would say into the off season and into the regular season that kind of concerns you about Seattle? Something that you're not really looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the free agency period.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we have a tendency to be late to the party.
Mm-hmm. You know the feeling.
Yeah, like,
our GM's asleep half a free agency.
Sometimes he's asleep the whole free agency. So, like, sometimes you're just like, okay, here we go. We're gonna do we're gonna do nothing. Okay, cool. Like,
it's like that meme with a guy poking with a stick. Come on, do something.
That's us every offseason.
Yeah.
No, 100%. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. We do have, I think, the 5th or 6th most cap space going into this. So that's encouraging, although we do have some guys we need to re-sign. Boya Mafe is probably the one that we really have to get done. Like I said, Walker's probably not going to stay. Tariq Woolen certainly isn't staying. So, yeah.
I
mean, hot receivers in free agency. Obviously, Tyreek Hill is going to be intriguing.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Mike Evans for sure.
Mike Evans. He, definitely. At that point, I don't know. Would you think Tyreek ends up with the Chiefs again?
Probably.
At this point.
So I don't know why he'd want to go there. Like, whoever's going to sign him is going to be a 1-year prove-it deal. You don't have Mahomes for most of the year.
No.
So
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so you wouldn't go there. If I were him, I would go to the team with the most cap space, which is the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
They got a great defense. They need a couple receivers. Diggs might be going to jail, so you have no idea, right? Allegedly, for things he allegedly did. Let's not sue the show.
Right? Allegedly.
I didn't say it.
all caps. Allegedly, please
Exactly,
don't sue.
Exactly. But I mean, so when you look at it kind of like that, that's where your free agency, but every bit's expensive. I mean, that's true. But Tyreek won't be, right? He's coming off of an injury. He's going to be very interested in proving he can still play. So he's probably going to get, a very discounted deal for a 1-year, like heavy incentive based kind of contract.
So I'm looking at you mentioned Mike Evans. That's a wide receiver. Alec Pierce. What did you guys think about him? Alec Pierce from Indy. Would you consider that a receiver that is worth looking into?
He's a good depth piece, just depending what your team needs. But I wouldn't put him in the same category as a Mike Evans or Tyreek Hill, even at their advanced age.
He's a little bit of a deep threat. What did he do? Like over 1,000 yards last season?
So if you have your wide receiver one, then yes, he's intriguing.
Yeah.
If you need a wide receiver one, he's not your guy.
Yeah, he would be a good complementary receiver to your number one. I would agree with that. Yeah. So that's
and then if you happen to be deep enough where you can throw him as your third receiver, then you're looking. That's nice. That's nice because if he's burning a nickel corner and outside linebacker like all day, let's go.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
Mike Evans, bring him home. Have 3 guys on 6-4.
How many? But that's the thing though. Like as much as like I think a lot of Texans fans would love Mike Evans. I mean, the Texans wide receiver room is probably one of the least concerns that they have on the team.
Yeah, I mean, the only real question mark, honestly, is just Tank Dell, seeing how reversed his injury. From his workout videos, he looks like he's in great shape. Just needs to beef those legs up a little bit. But I mean, he's made pretty good recovery considering the injury he had. Like for a lot of guys, that would have been career ending.
It was a rough injury, and just I mean, it's great to see him on the I mean, he sounds optimistic. It's just I think it just as off season goes. Oh God, I'm concerned.
Yes.
Right, Mike Evans left guard. Can he play left guard though? Can he play tight end? Can you put Mike Evans at tight end?
So,
Lord knows the Texans need a tight end.
That's not Brandon's question. Can he play left guard better than your left guard?
Yeah, we don't have anyone there. So yes,
there you go.
There you go. I mean, I can't.
Naylor. So David, Naylor would be similar. If you can have him as like a number 2 target, that's fine. If you need a number 1, also probably not the dude. But if he can be a solid number 2 target.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, that's what I think. If Mike Evans can tackle on special teams, he may have. Right? Mike, get Mike Evans somewhere on the Texans.
We'll figure it out.
Quarterback.
We will create a spot.
Yeah. There you go.
It's 5 wide every single play.
Yeah, 5 wide. Oh man. Okay, so as far as defense goes, you guys had one guy. But before I go there, like one guy that I covered on the side, not with this show, but that I covered for Seattle was when he was in Miami, Elijah Arroyo. Like I had a lot of high expectations coming from him. Now, of course, he's used primarily as a blocking, to block, but I thought I would see more receptions out of that guy, but I didn't this season. What do you think? What expectations do you have, Bo, of maybe him next season? Do you think it's maybe up on the rise, or is this going to be probably like one of those tight ends that Seattle just kind of uses as a block or something like that, or run cardio up and down?
I mean, that's a good question, and only because I think the offense is going to run similar to what we had. Because they're all part of that Shanahan tree.
Right.
So based on that, I do expect him to continue to get work.
Yeah.
It's like the way that you were using Barner.
Right.
So I expect that offense to still really utilize the tight end, which is nice.
I do like
we didn't really do for a decade.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Elijah Roy is a field stretcher because the dude is when I covered it when he was in Miami, it was just like he had the tendency of he's like a hybrid tight end wide receiver. Like he can stretch down the field. Like one of the reasons why Cam Ward was so successful in Miami during that season, and it's just like him and Xavier Restrepo just kind of back and forth. Those were his 2 main options, of course, and. Now of course it's college, not NFL, but I know that when I see Elijah, it's like, man, that dude has the hybrid tight end receiver. He's got the basketball type height.
He just needs to put it all together on the field.
Yeah. But yeah, no, but to your point, I think I'd like to see what he does next season too. I think he might be able to get some more reps and stuff like that.
They put him at left guard.
Left guard. Can he play left guard though?
I mean, the thing is, you're looking at tight ends being used less like tight ends.
Yeah.
Like most people are using them as receivers.
Right.
And so for him to be a big guy that can stretch the field like that's great. Yeah. Right. Because I mean, when you think of a guy like Kelsey, blocking is not what you think of.
No.
Right. Jimmy Graham, blocking is not what you think of. So now Seattle, we obviously do things different. We make you actually play tight end. In fact, we make you line up as a tight end. Most football teams don't even do that anymore. They're not even tight to the line half the time. They're lined up in like a pseudo slot.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the only like true tight end still in the league is Kittle. Like he's the only one that you could say he's an elite blocker, and he lines up on the line.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that was something Barner was doing this year for Seattle. Is he had great hands, catching well, but he played tight end, right? Like he blocked a lot, lined up truly on the line. So that is actually probably the case. I fully expect Seattle to trade out of the first round because they only have 4 picks. They have a first, second, third, and a sixth. That's all they've got. And unless you find somebody you want the 5th-year option on, the 32nd pick doesn't matter. right? So they will probably look at somebody's second rounder that they want the 5th-year option on a guy, and then package that with like an extra third or a fourth, something like that. That's kind of what I see Seattle doing here. Because anybody you're getting at 32, you either have to be afraid that somebody is going to grab them right at the beginning of the second, or you want the 5th year. Otherwise, there's not a lot of incentive, in that pick. And since there's only 4 picks, I expect them to drop back.
Man, I can see Houston moving up because they have 2 second-rounders, they have 2 third-rounders, and I believe they also have like 2 fourth-rounders. Like, they have a lot.
Something like that.
Because they have a total of 8 draft picks, so they got the ammunition to move up a little bit. They see someone up there that they want to get.
See, and that's sort of the issue, right? Is who do you think you'd want to go up to get, right? Like the first 2 picks are obviously going to be quarterbacks. You have a running back that is kind of slotted for, right around 10, right?
Yeah.
Outside of that, like a lot of your skill guys are in the second round anyway.
Right.
You're looking at a lot of guys in the trenches for the first round.
Right.
And so now you guys need offensive line help. So, I mean, you may very well want to jump up and grab somebody, but then, you're only a couple picks back in the second round. So do you think your guy is going to be gone? Right. And honestly, that's the thing, is it's the 5th-year options. Like that's the biggest thing with the first round.
Yeah. I can see it too, because Casario's very fond of, trading up, trading down. That's been his moniker for the last
mostly trading down.
Mostly trading down. Yeah.
Especially out of the first round, which last year would have been real helpful. But
I mean,
right.
It's something Schneider's done really the whole time he's been here. Like we've pretty consistently been in the low to mid 20s as far as picks, and we routinely bail out of the first round.
Yeah, I think so. For the Texans, we've talked about this real tonight, and they definitely got to go. The Texans, they got to go for O-line, and to fix that interior. That interior was atrocious this past season. We both talked about how they weren't aggressive enough in the search in the free agency for an offensive line. And they got who was it? I can't remember off the top of my head now. I'm drawing a blank. I think he's not there anymore either. Lakin, is that Tomlin?
Lakin Tomlinson.
Yeah, that's it. And it's like it was such a waste.
They've always been hunt for one of the most important skill position groups on the team, and it doesn't work.
We'd give you Bradford for some soggy ruffles and big red.
What's doing the? I'd be pissed if the offseason gets that. Like, I don't know.
We traded for Happy and Waterberg.
So for the Texans, I think it's priority to fix that interior line. Ed Ingram is going to hit the free agency, and he had been. I'm drinking a cola on the couch too. Ed Ingram was a really good get from the Texans this offseason, and that's something that he had a lot of great blocks, helped out the run game as much as he possibly could. For the Texans to have even a somewhat existing run game with the staff that they had, and I think one of the predictions that they had was the Texans trying to go for Caden Proctor, but he might not be there at that time. That's the thing by the draft pick, unless they do something to trade up to get some. If they really want Caden Proctor from Alabama, that's one option, right? Yeah. Another option you got is Caleb Lomu from Utah. That's another one. He's elite pass protection, literally allowed 0 sacks in 2025. And then finally, another one that we talked about before is Emmanuel Prignon from Oregon. That's something that they could focus definitely in the interior. He's surging as a prospect who has like a lot of raw power, and he's very consistent. And
there's also another one that I found about recently, a guard from A&M. What was his name? Because I was on a show recently. We were doing like mock drafts, and he was the guard for A&M, and he was one of the highest rated guards. And if he's still available when they pick around 28. That's be a good option because he plays left guard,
right?
Which they need, because I fully expect him to re-sign Ingram at right guard. So you get a left guard, get a veteran center, Blind set.
So
You think they'll sign Ingram again? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like,
he
I'm
was
just
one of the highest graded right guards in the
yeah,
league.
it was.
So it makes all sense in the world to re-sign him.
I could see that. I'm hoping they do because he was very effective.
Hey, Brandon Bissonnette.
Wow, you forgot Bissonnette and you live in Houston? Besantis, bro.
Besantis.
What's that Bissonnette? Yeah, why you got Bissonnette in the mind?
Yes, I just automatically assume Bissonnette.
Yeah. By the way, Bo, if you're not familiar with the word Bissonnette, it's a street here in Houston that's not in the best side of town. There's a movie about it on Tubi, by the way. If you ever, don't watch it.
Let's just say Bissonnette is synonymous with streetwalkers.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice. Got to entertain yourself somehow.
I like how the conversation just deviated to this.
Right. Anyway. Well, it's the late show, right? So,
yeah. What's that Bissonnette? Bissonnette. Oh man, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. I think that's what the Texans have to go to, and the thing is, what made the Texans defense so good this season is their front seven as well on the defensive side. But they're going to lose a few guys. They might resign a couple of guys as well, or maybe one, and maybe just that's another thing is you can go after one of those guys as well because it's a position that really solidified that defense. He says what did he say? We have 3 starting guards from the last 2 years that are now. Jesus. What I tell you, Brandon's gonna bring it.
It's awesome.
Oh, you should have seen it when Sam was here, brother. Our boy Sam, Mr. First Down, Mr. Tennessee Titan, whatever. Yep. The whole show they were asking. The one thing that Sam hates the most whenever he's on is if anybody from Houston asks him about, well, what about the colors?
The last time it was someone from Tennessee that asked him about the colors.
And this time it was somebody from Tennessee that asked him.
To be fair, you got to be a little butthurt if you're a Houston fan and they're switching it over to the Oiler colors. Again. Right? I mean, it. Probably not so much now because they did the throwback jerseys against the Texans, which was the dirtiest thing ever.
Right. And then what happened both times? They got dropped. Every single time they won against Houston, they got dropped.
Built to ass.
It was a beatdown. And then they're like, you know what? We're just gonna retire these guys. And
it's not gonna wear them against now they're changing to their full-time uniform. Like I guess they enjoy getting beat wearing those colors.
I mean, they can't be much worse than they've been recently. So
I think what was funny to me is like I think the first time it was when they were against Houston and they had Rabel show up with a cowboy hat. Remember and all that he had Rabel show up with like the cowboy hat. How do you trademark the sky? That was the line that made me laugh. Yeah, because they were talking about it. They're like, I have an idea. Why don't we trademark the color of the sky? Mine.
Yep.
And I think what got a lot of people again was the fact that they were going against the Texans, and I think Vrabel was playing. I think Case Keenum was starting because I think CJ was out, and
they decided to go with him over Mills.
Right, they decided to go him over Davis Mills, and the Texans still won with and it was when they I think it was when they completely almost borderline murdered Will Levis. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the picture of him getting off
right, and so. Will Levis was getting a little bit of a rise, and then the Texans defense came in and just completely shot it completely down and just brought him back to touch grass. And then it was crazy to see because they were in Tennessee and then they had the jackets like the old school Oilers jackets. Yep. But to me, where it was dirty is that it literally said, now they said that remember the Tennessee Titans wearing the Houston logo, the Houston Oilers logo. On the back of the jackets, it literally said Houston Oilers.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's some dirty, right. That is the owner legitimately trying to stick it to you because Houston didn't want to give him the stadium. That's what it was.
And then for the longest time, they didn't really want to be the Tennessee. They didn't want that Oiler identity when they got to Tennessee. They did the Tennessee Oilers for one season and they changed it to the Titans. And so if you really wanted it, you would have kept it from the get-go.
What I don't get,
it's their chance to have their own identity, but let's bring up the Oiler colors again. Because
I mean, and the thing is Houston wanted that stuff back.
Yeah.
Like if he was smart, why wouldn't you have like been like, yeah, you guys can use it, and you just have to pay me a royalty for it every year, because he still owns it.
Oh, that's cool.
And the team would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because like the Adams family, and Amy Adams Strunk, they are very vindictive, and they would never ever. She would take those colors to her dying grave.
Oh no, that's not what I mean. I mean the Texans would have paid an annual.
Oh, they tried when they first became a franchise. Bollickner, he tried to get those colors. They're like, nope. They refused to give it up.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's wild.
and I mean, football teams will do that stuff all the time. I mean, we here in Seattle, we used to pay A&M for the 12th man.
12th man, yeah.
Right. And then, we got away from it and just, the 12s or 12th fan, whatever. And so because they kept wanting more and more, and it got to the point that they're like, well, we want $5 million a year. And we're like, yeah, that's cheap.
No, we're good, fam. No, I mean, even when Houston was coming up with their new jerseys, so the H-Town blue is supposed to be a larger portion of the jersey.
Sure.
Their owner threw up such a stink that they had to reduce it to a small percentage where it's essentially just the outline of the numbers and like the outline of the logo. That's all they were allowed to use. I'm like, come on. Like,
even though it was a different color of blue, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, Carolina uses it. Detroit uses it.
Yeah.
And then going back to your point about some teams do it. I mean, look at the 95-96 Cleveland Browns when it became the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Gave the name back to the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, they gave them their city, their colors, their history, everything.
Yeah. Well, and if we ever get our Sonics back, we'll still have our name and logo.
I hope you guys do that. I mean, like I said, I'm not much of a basketball guy, but the Sonics logo was just classic. The way that the green hit with that yellow and that white. Oh,
I mean, the problem is David Stern, the guy that approved them leaving, always hated Seattle anyway, and Adam Silver's his little stooge, and so he even had a sound bite recently that made it sound like he's maybe gonna try not to give it to Seattle anyway.
It's probably Vegas, unfortunately.
Well, Vegas is getting one, but they're bringing two. And so he was talking more about like St. Louis. And it's just like, come on, man. Like
St. Louis.
They can't keep anybody there. All they got left is the Cardinals, and they've been ass for a decade.
But that's the thing is Silver just doesn't like Seattle the same way Stern didn't. And so even though
I
have no idea, but even though people from inside and outside the NBA all want to see a team back in Seattle, Commissioner has a big piece of that.
That's wild to me.
Now, I still think we get it. I think there's going to be way too much pressure for him to be like, no, we're going to move it to the city that, let's be honest, doesn't care about basketball.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're gonna put a team in Idaho or Montana or a state where nobody lives.
He would put one in Antarctica if it was up to him over Seattle.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Have fun traveling, boys.
No, for real. Yeah, sleeps in a coffin, 100%.
All right. Well, I think what do you say? What do you say? Adam Silver, what?
Lives in a haunted castle and sleeps in a coffin. And David, to answer your question, Justin Jefferson, if they're moving forward with McCarthy, he probably does kind of want to get out of there. But wow. But I don't think that's the case. I expect the Vikings to make a play for bringing Kirk Cousins back or Carr. Because both of them can throw to a team that with good quarterback play doesn't have to be amazing, just has to be good.
Indiana Bears.
Okay.
Yeah. Indiana's moving, or the Bears are moving.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm like,
that's going to be interesting to see.
They're not going to change the name.
Yeah.
It's just their states. Like, you're in a completely different state. Yeah, we're the Chicago Bears, but we play in Indiana.
They're the New Jersey everything. None of those teams are in New York.
Yeah, it's like the New York Jets, even though they play in New Jersey.
And Giants.
Yeah, and
San
Giants.
Francisco plays in Santa Clara.
Yeah, which is right by San Jose.
You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, like, none of these things are. None of these guys are playing where they're supposed to play anymore.
It's almost like just a trademark now.
Exactly.
It's like the Houston Oilers in Tennessee. But anyway, yeah. All right,
Yes.
Bo. I gotta tell you, it was great having you on, brother. I want to have you back again, obviously, right? Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears. Like that. Bo, again, it was great having you, brother. Thank you for coming on the show, man. It's always fun when you come around. Like I said, it's been a while since we had you, but we got to have you more on. And obviously, we wish you the best of luck on your, on the future moving forward. Again, follow Bo right there on his X account at Football Talk with Bo, just like that on his X account. There you'll be able to find everything that he is connected to. This guy is on fire. Is that your Instagram account too as well, Bo? Or is this
all my socials?
Yeah, all the socials are like that. At Football Talk, WBO for not body order. Bo, that's his name. Just heads up. Football Talk with Bo. And just give him a follow, man. That guy's great. Any Seattle content that you got that you're into, I mean, this man has it all. He's on top of it. His radio show. Can you tell the folks where to find your radio show again?
Yeah, so it's on Live 365. The channel is 97.3 ICU Radio. And so that my daily show will be debuting there on March 2nd.
There you go, brother. No, I appreciate you having you on, and it's gonna be fun. Yeah, we'll come back. You'll come back into our show as you normally do, and thank you for accepting the invite. I hit you up, and then I was like, yeah, man, I'm glad that you're on, and I appreciate you, brother, as always. But take care. Wishing you the best of luck, and we'll have you. We said I'm really excited for the Broncos' future after this year.
So 27.
The man's excited about the Broncos. All right.
I think he meant after the ending of this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were the Cardinals, and we're moving on to 2027. I'm like,
yeah.
Don't do that, man.
I thought he was giving up on the season already. Like, you know what? Next year.
No, you got to be excited about this year because the following year they got to start paying people.
Yes, that's true. This is the time to.
Same thing in Houston. This is the last year of rookie contracts, and I'm to start paying guys next year.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
I appreciate you, Feather Freebird. Is anybody?
That's my mom chiming in. Actually,
say it again.
That's my mom chiming in.
Oh, hey! Oh, you made a wonderful son.
I mean, you don't gotta lie to her, really.
All right, yeah. There's some things we need to work on. It. No.
Here's where you failed.
No, Bo's been fantastic. Oh, man, I appreciate you, Bo, as always. I know I've said it like 8 times already, but no, I appreciate you coming on, brother. Always a pleasure to have you on. And we'll just talk again right before the season starts and see where you guys are, like during preseason or maybe training camp. See where you guys are.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks again for having me on, guys. Always
Not a problem, brother. You take care, okay? All right. You know what? We didn't play the intro, so now we're gonna play it as our outro on the way out.
Hey, whatever works.
Whatever works. All right, brother. I'll see you around. Peace.
Ride through Houston, Texas, flexing, rolling through the SWAT. Repping for the city, hear 'em in the parking lot. Houston written across the jersey, ain't gonna never stop. Just fans got me